All right, it's Mike Koenigs, and I have Super Mario Richard Ficini on right now. He's here from Detroit, and he's picked up a bunch of clients pretty quickly.
We're going to take our first success story, Super Mario.
I just interviewed him last week.
And you like him,
He's
don't you?
a fine young man.
Exactly.
He is.
So I'm here with the awesome John Asraf. He
Where?
gave.
Hello, my name is Tim Yao. I'm from Yaozio. I do search engine optimization. I came to Mario's event talking about multiplication by subtraction, talking great tips on time management, and I got so much out of it. I got all kinds of good ideas, not just about time management, but about marketing and different things that I could do for my businesses.
Hey everybody, I'm Nicholas from Vanilla Photography, and I just met Mario this weekend. He's an amazing guy, super helpful, brilliant, intelligent, and he just is warm and fuzzy, really approachable and easy to talk to. So definitely check him out, and check out his photo, because he gave me his business card, and seriously, he looks like a big baller on his business card. I told him that he looks like he doesn't just own a casino, but he may own Vegas. So, great guy. Check him out. Thanks, Miles, for your help.
Hi, my name is Lori Tenson. I am the published author of Taking My Hands Out of My Pocket. 4 months ago, less than 4 months ago, I started this journey. And I went from having an idea and a possibility to actually getting my book published in 14 weeks. And I am so thankful to Mario and IWD Now Marketing for walking with me on this journey. They've been phenomenal, and I really appreciate the support that I received. And just everything has been phenomenal, and I thank them very much. Thank you, Mario. Thank you, IWD Now Marketing.
Okay, here we are. Let me know how you can, how the video looks, the audio sounds. Everything should be going a-okay on here. And welcome. We are going to talk about you being the expert. Do you think you are? If so, comment in the chat below, because I have a new agenda, a new show, and I was putting it together before this, and I have all the notes right here, and I'm super excited about it. So let me know. Are you the expert? There we go. Is that better? Yeah, microphone. Can you hear me okay? Can you see me okay? I was speaking about this a couple weeks ago to a live audience. Well, let me rephrase that. I was speaking to an in-person audience. I used to say a live audience, but now we can go live on here. So I'm now going to say in person. So are you the expert? I almost went into being a lawyer, an attorney. I have a high respect for the military, the law, for all the people that give us a society. I always wanted to help. I always wanted to give back. I also always wanted to own the company and make a good living. So I wanted to be an attorney, FBI, CIA, attorney, cop, a lot of different things. And I remember this. It's not what you can say, but what you can prove. Think about that for a second. It's not what you say, it's what you can prove. So everyone in the world says, I'm an expert. I can do this. I can do that. I'm a roofer. I'm a plumber. I'm a restaurant owner. I own a car dealership. I own a beauty salon. I own a coaching business. I have a service-based business. I talk. I speak. I'm an author. It doesn't matter. Everyone says the same thing. And one of the things on the checklist that we're going to be going over tonight, to take the Expert Authority Challenge, I came up with it. I came up with the whole thing, and I put it on there specifically because I can also say I'm an author. I can say I'm a multiple international best-selling author. That's all well and good. But a lot of people say I'm an author. And there's something on the list that I just proved. It's not what you say, but what you can prove. There's a lot of people that say, oh, I've done a book too. Well, my question is, how do you exactly done a book? You've done a book also. You wrote a book. You published a book. You thought about it. What is doing a book? But that's a whole other thing. You can see that in my stand-up routine. But seriously, think about what people say. They say a lot of things, but it's not what you can say, but rather what you can prove. So here's my test question for that. Hide. Wait, I did hit show. Okay. Do your colleagues believe you? There's supposed to be the word "are" in there. Oh, can I change it on the fly? No, I need to create a new one. Oh, I can move them up and down. Anyway, do your colleagues believe you are the industry-leading expert of your niche? So let's go back. If you're just joining me, I see some more people coming on here, the call. Are you the expert? Comment below. Are you the expert? It's not what you can say, but what you can prove. And I have a text from someone I just met last week, and she referred me to a colleague, and I'm super thankful. But it says, I gave him some of your media links. He'll dig for the rest. Would you really feel confident if someone tried to dig up everything they could possibly find on you? Now, this is for business, but let's just pretend it was a court case. What are they going to find? It's no different in business. I've been testing myself how quick I can find info on people. Just meeting. They give me their business card. Oh, can you see the back? Don't want you to see the back. But someone gives me their business card. What do you naturally do? You're going to Google them. Why is this so close? I can't even do any of the... What do you do when you have their business card? You're going to Google them because this thing is like right here. Whatever. Play it as it lies, like in golf. So let me check this out. I got to do an audio and video check because I did one of these a few weeks ago and the audio wasn't working. It didn't realize it till the next day. So if this was a court case, cool, you can hear me. So if this was a court case and people were digging stuff up on you, you give them their business card, you're all excited. Maybe you're really good in person, but what happens when you get out of in person? Do you think they're not going to look at your LinkedIn, Google, all this stuff, Amazon, IMDb? Where do you show up? So it's not what you can say, but what you can prove. Here's a $1 million question. All right, you with me? Here's the $1 million question. Do your colleagues believe you are the industry leading expert of your niche? You can say you are the expert, but it's not what you can say, it's what you can prove. So, do your colleagues, do you get referrals? Do people see you? Do people other than you? Now, the inspirational, motivational coach side of me, even if you're not, you have to see it first yourself. Absolutely. But when you get put to the test, you better be able to show up and withstand it. I don't like seeing people get battered around. It's why I like coaching them and helping them and giving them transformation, because some of them are right at the tipping point and they just don't have the self-confidence and they need a push. Maybe they're already the best and they just don't understand how all this marketing, online, offline works. I help both. So wherever you're at, you have to be able to prove it. That's the one thing. If you're really not in, this is also for me, are you the expert? I'll be able to tell in about 30 seconds if you're a good fit or not for the program. You're going to have to apply either way. But it doesn't matter, because I'm not the end all be all. But when you go into your marketplace, are you? You're not the end all be all either. I'll just tell you that right now. If you think you are, you're not a good fit. You need to calm down. But does the market see you at least as trustworthy and results driven, and that you can actually help? Anyone can look good. That's easy to do. You just Photoshop a bunch of stuff and do some things. But can you actually be good? Are you actually good? Instead of trying to impress people, why not be so good that you're naturally impressing? You don't even need to. Do you provide one solution, one way to one audience? I talk about this in chapter 1 of the book because it's so important. I refer to it as the expert authority trifecta. But you can call it whatever you want. It's called clarity. Or are you doing everything under the sun for everyone under the sun? So here's the deal. I see more people joining. I'm going to take a sip of the drink. And if you want to get a copy of this, head on over to expertauthorityreport.com. It's the new checklist. Okay? So there we go. And I said I'm going to have the water. Put some comments in here. Share this. Hit the like button. I want to make sure all the commands are working. The video seems to be going good. The audio seems to be well enough. And when you're doing your show, make sure, I don't like it there because you can see it there. Be aware of what's behind you. If you have a water bottle, be aware of the lighting, be aware of the audio and video. I swear I gave one of the best. It was in the moment. I was at Lowe's after church and it was just on my heart. I wanted to share, and I see people, I'm doing stuff, and I was just on my phone, so I didn't have the whole studio set up. But like 4 hours later, I checked it out and read the comments, and there was no audio for about a 20-minute thing. So always, always, always check your audio. So, do you provide one solution, one way, to one audience? Or do you have 80% kind of the same, and then you'll do one one-off job here, one one-off job here, one one-off job here? You got to focus and specialize. Don't be a generalist. Don't be a beginner. Don't be an amateur. Don't be a generalist. Be an expert. Be the authority. Specialize. Heart surgeons do not work on broken ankles. They work on hearts. Brain surgeons work on brains. They're the best at what they do in their field. They're not doing everything else under the sun. There's a reason they get paid the most. Same works for your... I need... Here we go. Okay, so now I can talk here and then do this when I want to be more important, or sound more important, or make a point, like a virtual bullet point. Do you know your product or service inside out? Now, I know you might go, well, of course I do. I sell the thing. Oh, that's all well and good, but do you really, really, really know your product and service inside and out? Because some people say they do, but when you ask them questions, you get the impression they don't. You need to know your product and service inside and out because it's going to be transparent. It's going to be like a sniper rifle, okay? You can't hesitate. Anyone can make a shot under ideal circumstances, ideal conditions, under closed environment. Everything's great. You have all the time in the world. There's nothing going on. Business isn't like that at all. I used to think it was. And I guess I was just naive enough, optimistic enough. And I'm still optimistic. But you might be putting out fires. You might, I actually I've told people that before. They're like, what do you do? I'm like, I'm a firefighter. And this is in the past. A lot of the fires have died down. But when one arises, can you, anyone can put out a fire. You, I believe, could put out an entire building on fire. I don't believe necessarily, unless you are a firefighter, which I have great respect for, and I have some in my family and friends, I don't believe you could do it in 3 to 5 minutes or however long, in an efficient manner. All of us can do anything we want, but can we do it at a professional level? Can we do it at the highest level? And that's why I said a sniper. Anyone can shoot, but can you do it under extreme conditions at the highest level, just with complete chaos ensuing around you, and stay calm? It's fun. I was going to say it's fun to take a chain gun. Anyone can take a chain gun and maul down a tree line or anything, or blow it up with missiles. But can you be invisible, fly under the radar, and figure out, how fast things are going, what's going on, the order of operations, and calculate? You actually have to calculate to pull off and achieve the goal. Now, do you know your product and service inside and out? That's the question. Do you know it at the highest level? Can you go into, I was thinking of a product like at the store, and nothing irritates me more than when I go in places. Again, I'm not the end all be all, but I've numerous occasions when in places, even on complicated things, and ask questions because you would think that associates could answer them. And I have more info just in my memory. And then if there is something I forget, I can find it in my own notes or online quicker. I remember I was looking for something recently, and I physically stopped at the store, which I don't like doing because it's time consuming and you generally don't get help, and there's other people in the way, and there's just a slew of things that just are not effective. And I thought maybe it'll save time. I can pick it up today and I won't need to wait for it to ship, even overnight or 2-day with Prime. I just wanted to be done with it. And I remember going there and I was like, hey, where are the such and such? I don't know. I just work here. That's the point. That's why I'm asking you, because you know what? I don't work here. I don't know. I can pull up a blueprint of the store and figure this out if need be. But I'm asking you because that's what you're getting paid for, and you got to add some value to this, right? You would think. And I say this very jokingly because I used to work at Best Buy like 100 years ago. I always did my best, no matter what I did. Yes, ma'am, let me show you. They're right over this way. Are you looking for anything in particular? I know there's a wide variety. Is there one that you're more akin to purchase than another? What do you think would be a good fit? What's your you ask questions to learn. It's not rocket surgery, guys. And this gentleman, and I'm sure he's a nice guy, but as far as a sales associate, he was useless. I go, I'm looking for XYZ. He's like, I think they're over there. Whew. He points, doesn't walk me over there. I think they're over there. He didn't even know. So I go in the general direction, and it was chaos. Oh, and there's changing the store around. It's good. And they're not bothering to teach anyone where anything's at and making it harder for the customers, so that's good. So then finally we find what they are. And there's like 90 of them, as always, even if you go in the butter aisle. I remember that. Go to, say you want some butter. It's like 50 different varieties. Jeez. This wasn't butter, by the way. It was a technical thing. And I go, do you know if this will work? Or do you know if this will work or if this will be a better one? An A-B option. Well, I don't know. Let's read the box. Holy crap. I could have read the box online. Actually, I did read about 7 of them online. That's why I was in the store. And after about 30 seconds, I go, hey, I appreciate your help. I'm never mean to people, but just astonishes me. And then they get upset when they're getting replaced with robots. Well, they're more useful. So here's the deal. Do you know your product or service inside and out? If someone asks you for help, can you actually help them? Or is there a high likelihood that everyone has high-speed internet and Google in their pocket and they can figure this out? Like, you can voice command, hey, I'm looking for info on one of these microphones, a flag and a, what's this thing called? The little fuzzy thing that keeps it from popping. This right here. microphone popper, whatever it is, and the stand. I'm sure if you Google it, it'll come up as a combo. You better be able to at least get to a point where they believe you're trying to help. Not saying you have to be perfect, but when I was working with Lexus in the auto show back in the day, I remember the product specialist. Good friends of mine. They're nice. But everyone's like, oh, they just hire the beautiful people. No, they need brains too. Because you know what it's like to memorize the entire information on a vehicle, what it does, the benefits, all the measurements, every single last detail about it, and then talk about it for 10, 15 minutes every hour? What if it does this? What if it does that? What if it does this? What if it does that? Well, actually, do you know your product that well? Or are you just going to say, well, I don't know. Let me call my manager. Let me call my supervisor. Let me call the instruction manual. You don't have time. People aren't looking for you to be perfect, but they're looking for you to care and be knowledgeable enough. You have to be one step ahead of where they're at. Otherwise, they don't need you. Plain and simple. So, do you know your product inside and out? Oh, there. Do you know your product inside and out? That one. All right. Do you have 1,000% confidence you can get someone their desired result with your product or service? You might know your product inside and out. You might get referred to as the expert. You might be the expert. But can you actually help them? I would say if you can't do this step, then you're probably not going to get referrals. But there's a lot of people I've noticed. Do you have 100% confidence you can get someone their result? Pretend you only got paid after the fact, after they were done. That's a great question, because a lot of people lose their cool when you change it around like that. I believe you should get paid up front. Absolutely. Because especially if you're doing coaching, consulting, mentoring, you're speaking, you're going to provide a service and transform them. And if they're not invested, they're not going to listen. However, if the tables were turned, would you be confident enough in your own product that you could say, yeah, you know what? I'm going to get you this result. And then you're going to pay me twice. It's either this price now or free to start, but you're paying double at the end. That's how confident I am. I'm thankful I can say that. Can you? Do you have at least 30 reviews, case studies, client success testimonials on video that have also, that is really long, but it's a really good one, that have also been edited for audio download and transcribed for print? Here we go, peeps. This is another little test I ask people about. Oh yeah, I know all about that. Yeah, I'm sure you do. You read a Google online. Well, don't confuse your Google search with my experience. Here it is, the Expert Authority Report. Everything I'm going over right now, you can download. This isn't rocket surgery, but have you taken 6 minutes? I literally copied and pasted this, full transparency, and when that one got cut off on the last one because it's so long, here it is. It got cut off. I have the PDF on the screen. Oh, heck, I can show you. Let me show you. Here we go. Where's the show audience button? Okay, take you from the lobby. Here we go. Go to broadcast. Oh, yeah, the double pane thing. Here, look on the right-hand side, like, well, here. There's notes. There's notes, and they're good. They're good for you. It wasn't all going to fit, and I realized that. But I didn't want to skimp it. You know, are you cutting yourself short, or are you still delivering into the best even with adversity? I was like, crap, I don't want to cut it short because it's that important. But it's up there. So, all of this is also in the checklist. Download it at expertauthorityreport.com. Do you have at least 30 reviews, case studies, client success testimonials on video? I talk about this all the freaking time, and I've talked about it for years. You've probably heard me talk about it for years. You've probably been to my stuff in person. You've definitely heard me on here, and you've watched videos before they were live. How many do you have now? You have till Christmas to get 5 more. What are you waiting on? I'm not going to change it. It's that important. You know it's that important. And I notice that some of you, whenever you see me and I start walking over to say hi, because you actually are really cool, you have said not hi, hello, or how are you, but I'm working on the videos. I swear I'm going to do them. That's good. But I'm not going to come to your front door and check. It's your business, which, we're going to sum up this in a few minutes. You'll see what the last one is. Do you have an expert authority 100-word sales hook? Have you narrowed down what you're saying to 100 words? I love speaking at events. I'm excited to do more. If you'd like me to speak at yours in person, let me know. But if there's a part where everyone introduces themselves, make sure they go over this first. 1, to save your time and everyone else that attends, because I know some high-level people that have gone to events and they really like the content. They really liked what was being shared. They just didn't like the fact that 45 minutes of the hour was given to all the new people who were, oh, and what do you do, sir? Oh, well, 8 minutes later. Well, I don't want to go too long. Dude, you're about 7 minutes and 30 seconds too long at this point. Tell us whatever you want, because now you're the entertainment. Can you do it in 100 words? And some people say, oh, what's your elevator speech? It sounds amateurish to me because there's no structure to it. The 100 words actually is structured. Okay? If you take a look at the Facebook here, when you're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, any of these babies, which you should be, this is why I came up with 100 words. You know why? Because 1, it's not an elevator speech. An elevator speech could be, here's a rough idea of what I do in 30 to 60 seconds. Even though it makes no sense, and I actually still need 4 minutes to explain it, and it wouldn't even make sense then. The problem isn't how long it's taking, it's the fact that it's not clear. Okay? Twitter used to give you 140 characters. Instagram gives you, I don't know, but it's somewhere between this number. LinkedIn, you have about 120. Facebook, whenever I delete it out, it says 101, but whenever you type into it, it stops at 100. The question is, can you explain what you do in 100 words? If you can't, oh, here's a challenge. Put this in your notes. Actually, I'm going to sum up with it. It's one of my last bullet points, but take notes. Any single one of these will give you a huge boost over the competition. Okay? Put together, this stuff's dangerous in a good way. It's a phrase. It's very powerful and synergistic. That's why I designed it that way. But any single one of these will give you a boost. This one especially. And especially if you're out and about and talk to people. You know, I've been in the grocery store at lines just waiting. And you know why? Let me tell you that real quick. Here's why sometimes I still go to the line. Because I do a lot of stuff for people all day. I help a lot of people, and I love it. But it's also why I get people to, if I'm speaking somewhere, I've hired people to chauffeur me to the airport, or you ask for room service, or you just do something. So instead of getting upset at the U-Scan, because you really don't need cashiers anymore because they make you check out anyhow. Sometimes you're in a hurry and you just want to buzz through. Totally get it. Other times I go, you know what? This is my break away from technology and everything. I am not going near it. I'm here. I'm paying for it. I took the time to come in versus ordering it online. I'll let someone else do it and enjoy the experience. So consider that, but always put your shopping cart back. Don't leave them loose. But the thing is, I've been in line and you just talk to people. You don't need to be at a networking event or speaking to an audience just to make contacts. So can you say, I help acquire more clients, time and money by transforming your expertise into profits in 59 days? I help you acquire more time and money by transforming your expertise into profits in less than 59 days. I help buy in. I help buy in. Let me explain that to you. I help leading industry experts. I put you on Facebook because you got 100 words. Took about 3 days to figure that one out between LinkedIn and Facebook. I help leading industry experts like you. Had to cut that out. I help leading industry experts like you acquire more time, energy, and money. No, more time, money, and profits by, and then explain how you do it very succinctly by turning your expertise into profits. I buy in. I help buy the way you do it in the timeline, less than 59 days. And actually, someone asked me about that because in my 8-week masterclass, if you know anything about a calendar, you'll know that 8 weeks is not 59 days. I just thought 2 months, and I knew it was quicker than 2 months. But if you look at the weeks, I think it's actually closer to 54, and I've had people do it in 5 or 6. I have a few clients in 2 or 3. So that's why you say less than, not empirically in 30 days no matter what. You could be, anyway, I'll be nice. It depends, but it's always, always, always in 8 weeks. Do you have an expert authority 100-word sales hook? So do you have that down? Or are you going to go off for 4 minutes and still no one's going to know one iota of what you do? Do you have a 60-second sales hook? This is from a great book that I read. And I want to attribute the author 60-second sales hook. Kevin. Come on, Kevin. Rogers. Kevin Rogers. 60-second sales hook. Now, this doesn't mean 60-second elevator pitch. Again, it's a structure. It should only take 60 seconds to do, is what I learned. You're overthinking it. Keep it simple. Do you have a 60-second sales hook? Not an elevator speech. I'm looking for a diplomatic way of differentiating these because I've been to a lot of events, especially when I was starting off, and one of them was the entire event was around, we're going to help you craft an elevator speech. And it's great. It's all well and good, but it's just, if you want to play at a high level, it's not what I teach. Plain and simple. There's a million different ways you can do this. This is what I've been able to help transform dozens of people's business, help hundreds and teach thousands. I just don't like it. I've seen too many people that they go into the elevator speech is nothing more than their 4-minute speech condensed down. But it still is not succinct and it doesn't tell you crap. I'm trying to think of one. Like finances or I'm thinking of a specific people that help with finances. It should be something to the effect of, I help non-accountants. I help non-accountants by making finances easy in 30 days or less. I help non-math people make your personal finance. If it's personal finance is one thing, if it's corporate finance is another. I help non-mathematicians that don't like accounting make math simple in 30 days or less by bing, bing, bing. You know, my 7-step process, my 5-step process. And what do you do, sir? Oh, well, let me tell you about what I do. And all it is it's a one sandwich board sales pitch. One, sandwich board approach to anything is horrible. There's no clarity. Don't even use it in your business at all, let alone a sales pitch. Well, I get to talk now. This is great. So let me tell you, most people, when I grew up, my parents never really talked about finances. So, college just came around, and then I spent, 1 year over here, and then I switched to community because it was just too much at university. But then I realized I needed a degree, but then I went over to my master's, and then I got a degree from over here, but then I went over here. And just this whole time I was accruing a lot of debt, and I didn't like about it. Now, like I was talking about 45 minutes ago, when I grew up, my parents weren't talking about money. So after I got my degree in engineering, I built some rocket ships, and then I built a space shuttle, but I decided, I want to help people with finances. So now I'm a personal finance guru, and I'm going to help you. I'm going to take back your finances too. And the thing about your finances is that even if you don't like it, it's very important. So what we do, we come into your business, we come into your life, we come into your everything, and we're going to take a look at everything. And I know you don't want to, but let me tell you why it's important. Because if you don't, you'll end up and die broke. Like, is this a 30-minute infomercial or not? And I'm joking about it, but I think it's one of the most important things you should be concerned about. The issue, and insurance, finances, medical, different like craftsy stuff. I think it's great people do this. I have a lot of it. I pay people for it. Get it. It's great to be secure, but get it from someone who knows what they're talking about and they're invested. If you just joined me, welcome. You can get all of this on expertauthorityreport.com. There is a checklist with all of this on it. I was just covering why it is so important to know all of this and be seen as the expert, because there's a lot of people. I feel bad because I know some of the top people in the industry, maybe even part of who they're working with, but they do not come across like anyone you'd want help from at all. If you're on stage, maybe you have 30 minutes, but if you got 60 seconds, no one cares about you. They want to know what's in it for them. With them. I put it in my first book. And it's the whole premise of chapter 2. Where is it? Chapter 2. Everyone has problems. Oh, genius. Be in front of the mic so they can see. Being a video shrink, everyone has problems. How can you help me solve mine? That deals with when you're doing live casting and videos, what do you talk about? One of the number one questions, well, what am I going to say? All the same stuff you do in person, bro. No one cares about you. They want to know how you can help them. So just cut to the chase, and it makes for a good joke. I challenge you, put a name tag at the next event you go to and say, ask me how I can help you. And if you'll have people walk up to you, I guarantee it. The other thing is, there's a high chance you might have a 20-minute conversation and that person is so out of their brain and has such little people skills, they won't even ask your name. Well, I might get offended. Well, don't. Don Miguel Ruiz talks about the four agreements, and one of them is don't take it personal. It's probably the biggest one I've had to struggle with because I take a lot of stuff personal because I put my heart into everything I do. However, I just reframed it to be humor. I am thinking this person is out just to get leads and contacts and doesn't really give a about me. Never once even asked my name, and I told him my best stuff for 15, 20 minutes, how it would help his business. So now if I notice that's happening, within about 3, 4, or 5, I find a way to end it because I thought he actually cared and wanted to, learn more and actually get help, but nope, just out to get free info. So it's kind of humorous, and I tell this story, and I'm thinking of exactly where it was. I'll tell you more. Ask me offline. But here's the deal. Some people are that greedy. Don't be that person. But the thing is, don't waste their time either. Do you have a 60-second sales hook? Recap that real quick. Not a 60-second elevator pitch speech, whatever you want to call it. You know, well, I'm going to do this back when I get, no one cares. I help you buy in. I help you, whatever, start with the end result, buy the way you do it in at a time frame. Even if it's 12 months. I help you build a house. I help you create the home of your dreams by building you the freaking house you want in 12 months or less. Great. Well, back when I was young, I had Lincoln Logs. Let me tell you about Lincoln Logs. You combine those with Legos and you got a good weekend. No. You save that stuff for the comedy stage. You save that for in person. You save it for not an elevator speech. Do you have a professionally 40, whatever? Put a comment here. I see more and more people coming on here. Welcome. Comment below. And I got to check something. I need more of this. And I want to see where the heck these comments are at, because I see a bunch of people and there are no comments showing up on here. So where are you at and where are they showing? Because last time they were not on the one thing, but they were on the other. And if you have a comment, question, or great idea, I want to hear it. Put it down here. If it takes you sending me a private message, go for it, because I'm here to help you. And I want to know about your business so we can apply this to your business right now. Right now. So, where are the comments at? Because I know there are some. And after this is done, and we're about 2/3 through, halfway, more than halfway, we're going to be wrapping up. And I just know that after the fact, I'm going to see them. So, I'm taking yep. 164 people. Not one comment. So, if you're seeing this right now, if you can hear me, put a comment below if you have a specific question, and I'm going to have to figure out the tech after. But here's my drink. Get back to this as promised. Oh, feel free to comment on the comedy too. I did decide to crank it up. So, I don't like to be boring. You know me long enough. I'm not boring. So that's just water, by the way, if you're wondering. I do not need anything to go crazy. It actually calms me down. Do you have 1,000% confidence? We covered that. Here it is. Do you have a professional authority positioning headshot? Now, I'm thinking about doing a webinar training on Black Friday because a few years ago, I was afraid of doing a webinar training. And I woke up the day before Thanksgiving and I was just not happy with myself, shall we say. And I was just like, screw it. Now, most people would say, don't do it. You know, it's a holiday. Just excuse. I go, you know what? There's someone that is huge in the industry and they're like, what, you're going to compete with so-and-so? I go, there's nothing to compete with. You know, there's plenty to go around. Maybe if he's lucky, I'll let him on mine. You got to reframe it. If you don't see yourself like, I actually can help, then what are you doing? But it was the first webinar I ever did. And now this is very, very akin to a webinar. I mean, they're nothing new. But they're very good. They're very good. So, do you have a professional authority positioning headshot? I'm not going to go in to do that training tonight, but I literally have a whole folder I go through in the class when we're talking about this in week 5 for publicity and branding. If I'm on LinkedIn and I see a headshot that is just humorous, I download it and save it and use it for teaching and training, and I have about 24 of them. And some of them, they're just like literally looking like pedophile serial killers and, you know, people that drive around in vans. They are nothing you would want to be in real life, let alone in a business profile, let alone a personal profile, whatever the order is. Don't do it. Have a professional authority headshot. Even this, if I were to take a screenshot of it, the lighting is still better than, don't look like a Cracker Jack box. If most phones, here's a real quick tip in photography and videography. Most phones nowadays are so high res. All you have to do is get the lighting right, and they're going to be crystal freaking clear. You can have, and I talked about this before, you can have a $30,000 Hasselblad camera in crap lighting, and it's going to look distorted. So go spend, I'm not going to say that, I'm trying not to put dates on this, and I already did. Regardless of which iPhone you have, they all got good cameras. Regardless of what Android you have, they all have good cameras. Well, I don't have studio equipment. Fine, get some. Well, it's expensive. It's not as expensive as looking like a fool the rest of your career. Hey, it's just your business and livelihood, right? But even if you don't have the money, I can respect that, because when I bought this kit, I took 80% of everything I had and invested it because I knew where I was going. How much are you willing to risk? Because I bet there's not a single person seeing this that was as bad off as I was, and I still didn't hesitate. Even if that's the case, I would say don't hesitate. Know where you're going. It doesn't matter where you were. However, if you're not in the industry or whatever, go outside. Do not go out at 12 or 1, regardless of where you live. You want the light. Use natural sunlight. Thank you, God, it's free. That's why he made it for us. Go out a little bit before dusk, not dawn. Go out when the sun isn't at its peak. It's going to cast harsh shadows, okay? Go out when it's starting to go down, but still bright enough, Still bright enough. Get that. Not like 5 to 6. Like 4, 4:15, maybe 4:30. Sometimes, depending on the time of year, I've even done shoots at 5, past 5, depending what you're looking to achieve. The point is, take aluminum foil if you need to, okay? And you can get reflectors like insanely cheap, but you could even take something reflective and just get it off camera. Okay, so here's on camera. I'm impersonating a reflector. Put some aluminum foil and just have someone hold it up. If you don't have someone around, find a chair to prop it. And all you do is, instead of having the light come from over you or directly on and it's very harsh shadow, like I'm using a couple soft boxes, and actually I'm using one soft box and a fluorescent light with tissue paper over it for this. But what we did in modeling for photo shoots, if you don't have a ton of lights or you're outside on lifestyle photography, you'd get a big reflector, or you make one with aluminum foil. You can use whatever, just something, a mirror. No, you need something that's reflective. A mirror would work. It's going to be, it's really direct though and harsh. So you'd want it, a cloudy day works best, natural soft boxes. And this may or may not work. I know it's adjusting the lighting, but the point is, you ever do that thing with your watch when you were a kid? Is this going to work? Yeah, here we go. Casting shadows, it's on the mic. Here we go. Just anything that's reflective. I used to do that all the time in class. I'd take the watch, you know, find the light in the room when I'm supposed to be doing my homework. There it is. And you just figure out where it is and put it in someone's eye, you know? It's the same thing. Get the light coming up from underneath and on the face a little bit without blinding the subject. Stand under a tree when it's cloudy, around 3:34, 4:30 time frame, and you will be able to get a 90% good headshot, depending on the situation and everything, with a smartphone camera. I promise you that. If you don't have 4 minutes to go do that intentionally, keep looking like you just rolled out of bed and don't give a crap about your business. That's best I can say. So, do you have a professional authority positioning headshot? I just gave you a secret that costs nothing but a little effort. I got about 500 other solutions. If you care more, Let me know. Do you have an authority positioning intro video when people announce you to the audience? If you do any kind of speaking, if you do any kind of anything, well, I don't speak to an audience, he says, she says. That's what she said. It doesn't matter. They still check you out on LinkedIn, Facebook, online, offline, whatever. What are they going to find? You don't need to be Tony Robbins or Oprah to have a cool video. You need a little bit of creativity. I'm not going to mention any prices because welcome to, whatever. You can spend as much or as little as you want. But the bigger thing, any of these, well, how much does it cost? How much does it cost? If you look at it as a cost, just turn me off now and unsubscribe, because you need to have at least the mindset that this is an investment. You give a crap about your business and career and the rest of your life and helping and serving people and giving them transformations. Then what? What if I said it's $20? Oh, I can afford that. What if I said it's $200? What if I said $2,000? What if I said $20,000? Where's your point that you no longer care about investing in your future? I have solutions at all the levels, so I need you to have the mindset to realize this is an investment regardless of the price. If you do, great. Stick around. There's still some more good stuff. Do you have an authority positioning in the video? The thing that I played before this whole thing got started, the thing that people play before I walk on stage, the thing that, is succinct and intentional. That's the thing. Are you doing this stuff intentionally, or are you just hoping that something works out? It doesn't take that much effort. If you want more info on it, again, comment. Let me check private message. Yeah, I see more people joining. Not sure what's up with the tech, though, but that's okay. I'm going to deliver no matter what, because I'm here for you. And I'll see the comments later. Does your offer have the 7 components required to make it irresistible to your prospects? Do you have an offer? Everyone has an offer. I don't know. I thought I did until I learned the right way. I didn't. I had a price quote. So, even if you think you have an offer, you may not, truthfully. But if you think you do, is it done properly? To the highest degree, the most effective, the expert positioning? I don't know. Put your offer in the comments if you have a link to it. I'd be happy to take a look at it, because I do not want you taking as long as I did. Do you have a process? Do you have a process in place for prospects to self-identify if they qualify for your time and expertise? Or do you work with anyone from under the sun? I don't know. You should be able to answer yes or no to all of these. Again, if you want a copy Expert Authority Report, you can download the checklist. It's free. Where was it? Do you have a process? Here we go. Do you have a process in place for prospects to self-identify? Are you chasing down everyone, or are they chasing you down? You working with everyone, or are they applying to work with you? Let's talk more about it. Comment below. Do you look at yourself as a person or a brand? Have you ever considered You Inc.? Are you just a person, or are you look at You Inc.? This goes back to if someone was going to audit you or take you to court. Pretend I'm the lawyer. Do you want me to build a case with empirical evidence to the highest degree, or do you just want to see what happens? Do you look at yourself as a person or a brand? Do you see yourself as a multinational, global, billion-dollar company? Or are you just basically selling a skill that you acquired and no longer do for your boss? It is so easy to do all of this once you switch your brain about it, mindset. This is beyond simple. It's why I love doing it. But it only works if you believe certain things. And one of them is, are you a brand or a person? There is no differentiation of there's these people and those people. Woo! Look at that. Knock it down. Oh, dear God. All right, now. Even in the last week alone, I was always confident, but this week alone, and I'm trying to not be too snotty, so if I am, I apologize. I'm trying to be humorous, but there's a few things I think I said that was like, maybe I should save that for the Comedy Castle. I really just want to instill this, and sometimes dramatization. Leave a comment with what you think. How would you rate tonight's episode, I guess? But there are some things I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then I go, you know what? And there's things I did in the last week alone where I go, holy crap. Some celebrities I actually talked to, and they're just people. I've always said it, I always believed it, and I've done it before, but it was different this time. I guess the fear was gone. And if you saw my post in the last week, there's something I put out there, and the truth is I've reached out to people for probably close to 20 years. And every time it's switched a little bit, but this is it's just different. So here's the deal. Do you see yourself as a person or brand? Nowadays, I mean, I don't even know how many screens and electronics, and if you got a lot of electronics, get a salt lamp. I have one over there because there's a lot of frequencies, and it's a whole other training. But the internet is amazing. You have a global brand, you have a global business, but do you still see yourself as local? Do you still see yourself as like someone's on this level and someone else is on that level? Flip that stuff around. You are just as good as everyone else. God gave you the seeds of greatness. Are you activating them? Do you believe in them? Or are you just flip-flopping around through life? I may have done it in before, flip-flopping around, but I never believed that's all there was. I just didn't believe in myself enough. But I never believed that's the only level I was ever going to get to. I knew it wasn't going to happen overnight, but I never saw myself as just whatever you want to call it. Just not a miracle. So it relates to that. Do you see yourself as a person or a brand? Okay. Do you have a real life paperback book showcasing you as a subject matter expert that you can hand someone? Hardback. What is softback? What is Joyce Meyer? Oh, Joyce Meyer is awesome. Hardback. Mario Ficini. Hardback. But I'll give you another inside tip. Love Joyce Meyer. Love scripture. Love God. All good. I wouldn't suggest gloss covers for any of your books. Hardcover, okay? We're on the same page. But look, if you ever want to get a photo taken at your book signing, that's okay. That's not okay. That's okay. I'm tilting it about 20 degrees. That's not okay. I've seen so many pictures. It's like, look at my new book. Where is it? Yay! No. Side note, this is how you evade radar with stealth technology. It's reflecting the beams of the radar, which is very akin to light. Akin is a fancy word for similar. You angle it different. So, notice something? Matte finish. Left. See the glare? See how much of a pain this is for video? Should have used a book I don't like, but I don't have any books I don't like. But here's the deal. Matte finish doesn't really matter what you're doing with it. Doesn't have to think about it. And if you're in a situation where you need to take 200 photos, you don't want to sit there for 30 seconds on each one going, hold on, is it okay? Even if you have paperback, still don't matter. I do have glossy copies. Here we go. Here's a little flashcard from a persuasion and influence course I have. Same thing. Yay, can't read it, can read it, can't read it, can read it. Don't use them. But do you have a real-life paperback book showcasing you as the subject matter expert that you can, what's the key word? Hand someone. This goes back to what I was talking about early on. I'm an author too. Great. Where can I download your ebook? And I'll leave it at that. Because I'm playing nice tonight. Do you have easily deployable, not deplorable, do you have easily deployable business assets you've intentionally created to leverage your time, energy, and money? Oh, that's it. I thought there was more. It's a longer one. I had to look at my cheat sheet because it doesn't fit on here. Do you have easily deployable business assets you've intentionally created to leverage your time, energy, and money? Again, if you want a copy of this, hint, expertauthorityreport.com. Hint, what are we talking about? An easily deployable asset to leverage your time, energy, and money. I could talk, I'd say, if when we talk in person, I will tell you the truth, just like I am now, and it's going to be my best. It's also why I'm doing the live cast training, and I also have the ebook download. It's a leverageable asset. All the information is the same. It's all the same, no matter how I say it. It's going to be more entertaining in person, and hopefully it's a little entertaining on here than just reading it. But it's all the same. What do you have that you can turn into something? Do you have an automated system in place for lead generation? I hope the answer is yes. Do you understand and welcome the power of paid advertising? I hope the answer is yes. If it's not, you should really consider why. If you have so much time and you don't want to be around your family or friends, and all you ever want to do is work, then I will seriously pray for you, because I know some really great people. And I think I could even group, not totally, I was like 80, 85%, where all you want to do is work. And yes, it's pursuing a dream and this and that, but there was a little bit of time where I was like, could I mean, literally doing one thing with going out one time a month. Like just even, I never gave up family stuff, but there's a lot of times friends ask me out, hey, you want to come to the whatever event? Oh, well, maybe, maybe not. And I probably could have gone 2 hours in 168 times 4, 300, and it's like 600 hours or something, whatever the math is. I probably could go 2 hours and 600, but the point was I always just focused on business. Always, just business. I would never talk about anything personal, especially certain things. Ask anyone. But the thing is, I could have had ads running that whole time that I didn't want. I didn't want to stop doing something because I might miss an opportunity. But if you have things going for you, there's nothing to miss because you still have the leverage of both. And it's actually more effective. And there's a lot of technical things I did a training on. If you want to know, again, leave a comment, ask. But there's a lot of benefits to it. Do you have a signature talk prepared on your area of expertise? This goes back to the 100-word hook, 60-second sales hook, and all that good stuff. Have you actually taken the time intentionally to script something out about what you're doing? This is different. This is a signature talk. Now, whether you're on stage or not, here's the deal. You better be thinking you're Tony Robbins or Oprah, depending on your gender, which you should not be confused about either. But you should have it scripted out and know exactly the point you're trying to make and get it out there. Because even if you're talking to me one-on-one, I'm going to know if you know what the heck you're talking about or not. I don't advise going on 38 coffee appointments a week or a month or a year. But if that's what you're doing, even if it's the CEO of friggin' Apple or Microsoft or one of the car companies or your dream company or whatever, don't waste people's time. Know what you're doing. Don't waste your own time. We only have 24 hours a day. 168 a week. Everyone has the same. What you do with, and it doesn't matter when you wake up or go to bed. It's what you do with each minute in between. And like we talked about at church this week, don't be focused on the minute that you forget the moment. You can never get time back. So why are you wasting it? Do you have a system in place for client enrollment? Again, here's the deal. Are you building your business intentionally or happenstance? That's why I'm talking about this now, because I was never doing it happenstance. I always thought I was doing it good, or at least good enough. But I'd be hard pressed to say I was always doing it intentionally. I always thought I was doing good enough, but there was a lot of fear about doing things or breaking through. I never had a fear of failure. I think it was more the fear of success, truthfully, for me. Because the second you button this, and this up, even if you haven't heard me say it, whether it's me or someone else, I pray to God literally, it clicks for you. Because I think you know how powerful it is. One of the things I used to say, and I still do, is at what age did we go from being afraid of the dark to afraid of the light? Where's this thing where we don't want to be here, so we're going to be ambitious? And we went here, maybe there. But we're afraid to go here. Take another step. I encourage you. Does your pricing reflect your positioning? All right, so you are the expert. You are the authority. You have every single thing I've mentioned so far. You're doing everything right and nothing wrong. You're like an anomaly. Until now. Does your pricing reflect your positioning? Well, Kermie, I don't know if we should be doing this. We could lose clients. Actually, that's not Kermie. That's not Miss Piggy. That is Kermie. We could be losing clients. Yeah, but you're not losing profit. If you're charging 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 times as much, you're actually making more for less work and being able to help at a higher degree. Maybe you shouldn't be working with them in the first place. I could do a whole training on that. But we'll behave because it's a weekday. Have you ever deliberately planned and prepared for a launch of your product, service, or training? Oh, look at that. More intentionality. Yay. I know you've done great things. You wouldn't be here if you didn't. But have you ever done it to the highest degree? Have you ever launched something like deliberately, I'm planning this out and throwing a thing? Not just, I'm going to work 6 months behind the scenes, not see anyone, not do anything, not profit, not call on clients, not actually grow the business, but I'm going to actually do something and then not tell anyone about it. And then they're going to find out organically after the fact, months later, when I could have capitalized it and got some free publicity and advertising for doing what I was already doing, which I should be rewarded for. All right, last two. Have you ever, no, actually, last one. Do you realize and take responsibility for the fact that this is your business and livelihood? And It starts and ends with you no matter what. It wasn't too long ago when I would have been saying no to that. And that's why I put it on there. Because I've always considered myself to be, I would say, the upper echelon, the top of my game. I've always strived to be better. I've always strived to be the best because I want to deliver to you. But there was always people that just seemed to like they had more together. And I'm not talking about advertising, marketing, profits, pricing, any one thing. But here's the deal. They just took more responsibility. And I never wanted to because I like to goof around and, you know, who doesn't? I want to take more responsibility. No. But here's the deal. The second you do, you're already playing at a higher level. So I've gone through 21 of these. And we've ended with, do you realize it and take responsibility for the fact that this is your business and livelihood and that it starts and ends with you no matter what? There isn't nothing. Woohoo, Grandma Nazi. There isn't nothing on this list, or there ain't anything. There ain't nothing. Whatever. There. It's going to be all right. There ain't nothing on this list you can't do in the next 24 hours, 7 days, whatever. End of the month, end of the quarter. Some of these are going to be real easy to knock out. That picture, you can do tomorrow afternoon at the latest if you need sun. You may be in a time zone right now because I know this is going to clients and prospects and friends and everyone around the world. You might have sun where you're at. I don't know. But it's not going to be more than 24 hours. Well, I live in a dark and dreary area. Yeah, about that. There's these things called lights. Figure it out. It's aluminum foil and a lamp. So I'm talking about, if you can't figure stuff out like that, how in the world are you going to onboard 100 clients at the highest level and transform their company? Like, think about this. Some of this is not rocket surgery. There's nothing on this list you can't do. So here's the deal. How many of these did you say yes to? If you can say yes with 1,000% confidence, awesome. Congrats. Go call a client and connect with them. You've probably not talked to them in a while. And I remember, I swear to you, I was going through a purge in July of 2012. And I was like, some of these people I should have never taken on board. You know? But I was going, I should get rid of some of them. And I have no problem firing clients if they fail to have at least common decency. Let's say that. It has nothing about anything other than just how they treat people. So I was going, you know, let's do a purge. Let's fire some people. I don't want to wait till the new year. I had some new goals. If big things were happening, I was going to go speak again and just a bunch of good stuff. I go, you know, how much I was looking at the business toxicity level. Like if in Ironman, you put that thing, it's like, what's your blood toxicity? You should check out your health too. But what's your business toxicity? There's some people I'm like, I need to cut this loose. They're just dragging me down. And it was some of them people I had for years, some 5-figure deals. I was like, screw it. My future is more important. My family is more important. Everything's more important. They don't even appreciate what we're doing and we've done our best. And there's other people I go, wonder if I should get rid of them. And I couldn't say beyond a shadow of a doubt, yes. I was thinking maybe I should. We haven't done anything in a while, but I'm not really, you know, they're still cool people. I go, you know what? I'm going to do everything in my possible power. That way I will know. Because I was going, you know, I could have done this. I could have done that. We could have done it. I go, I'm going to do it. So there's things I did. And some of them I just met for the first time. They were clients for 2-3 years. Never met them in person. So I went there. And there wasn't a single time I did this where something good didn't come out of it, whether it was immediately or down the road. at the very least, you're going to feel good about it and go, hey, I did everything I did. If you don't hear from them for a year, maybe then you do it. But at least you know you did everything you could to help and serve them. So if you can say with 1,000% confidence, awesome, go and connect and call a client, because you've probably been here's the deal. You've probably been so focused on the people who don't appreciate you, gripe about the price, and just aren't considerate, that you're neglecting the people that do appreciate you. Go do something above and beyond for them. If you want to talk about straight internet marketing and webinar stuff, it's called an unannounced bonus. Go bring them a gift or something. If you haven't talked to them at least this quarter, maybe you should. You know, you've only had them on board for a decade. If the answer is no, if you can't say yes to all of these, if you can't pick something off the list and improve that one thing now, like right now, if it's the testimonials, tomorrow set a goal of getting 5 testimonials from clients. Maybe interview them on a live cast and do a case study. I used to say this and say, get some client testimonials, and people go, well, I don't have the equipment. I don't know. Okay, so here's the deal. Have a phone, and there's a cool thing on here. I just figured out. Oh, you can't see that yet. Anyway, all right, let's give this a shot, because I do want to show you how to do it. Share your desktop. Share. Broadcast. Cool. Now in this tab here, oh, it's full screen. See this? It's the tab. Once you join, you will be a guest. Look at the bottom here. Once you join, you will be a guest in the show lobby. The host will be able to add you to the show. How cool is that? How cool is that? Why not have some case studies and testimonials of your clients? You could do a live cast like this for free, essentially through Facebook, and you could send them a link and they just pop on and you talk. How fun. You do not need to go there. You do not need to set up green screens and lights and stuff. Hey, maybe when you go surprise them, you ask them then when they're happy. Just a hint. Maybe you ask them before. Maybe next time you see them in person, maybe you go speak somewhere and invite them and then ask them what they think. There's a million different ways. The point is, set a goal, figure it out. So if the answer is no, pick something off the list and do it. Maybe, just maybe, start with your headshot. Probably the easiest thing. You don't need to involve anyone else, that you can get an immediate result for. Any one of these will give you a huge boost. Now, if the answer is help, if you know you need help and would like to apply for a complimentary call, go to talktomario.com. If you want to talk about specifics, and I know I gave a deliberate and intentional overview. I don't want to say a general overview, because this was not general. I've been working on this for a week. But if you want to get into the specifics, like how would I have all these clients, how would I go about getting the testimonials? Because there's the quick and dirty way, and there's the, you know what, I see the benefit. I not only want to take you up on the challenge and get my 5 for the tomorrow and this week, but how can I incorporate this? Hint, gold nugget, write it downer. I want to incorporate this in my normal business routine as part of my business success habits. The only reason this is difficult is because you've never done it before. All you have to do is start doing it on a regular basis. One of the coolest things about going out to an audience and speaking is asking them for a testimonial afterwards. They are right there in person. And you don't need to go to 30 people at once, or 50 people at once, or 100. One-on-one. Yes, I get that can be time consuming. But if it's worth it, I have testimonials we're still working on. I don't even know how, last count was 80 plus video. I would conservatively say over 100 on video now. There's now 7 on the website. There's a lot more we're pushing to get out. But I've always been doing it. No one's probably going to watch all 80 at once. That's not the point. The point is you're in the habit of it. So that way, it's second nature, and even when it's your birthday and you're speaking to a group, you can walk away with 12. out of a room of 36. That was fun. It was actually, they didn't even want to give me the cake. I kept turning down my own birthday cake. I had 2 people sitting, one on camera. I cleared everyone out of the room I was in, put them in the hallway in the other area and let them party. And then I had 2 sitting, one on camera, and the 3 couldn't leave till they were all done. Now you're minimizing foot traffic. You're watching and educating. It took about 15 minutes to get 12. Then we all had fun. And then after all 3 are done, you open the door, say the next 3. That's insane. How could you get away with that? What do you think the doctors do when you go to the doctor's office and or dentist office and or chiropractor office and or any professional that plays at the highest degree / office? You can do what you want. Leverage it. Even if it's in person, it doesn't mean you need an automated email sequence and ads. Just think about what makes this more efficient. How can I apply it? So the last thing here, I want to thank our sponsors. We have the Skyline Club in Southfield, Charity Music, Yauzio, the Southeast Michigan Entrepreneurs Association, Go2Pro, Pages Food and Spirits, the entrepreneurial, you know what? I'm going to share the screen. I should have done that. Need to create the slide, but you play it as it lies. So here we go. Share the screen. We're going to do double pane in 3, 2. See what this looks like. Oh, but I need to hit this button. Where can you see it best? Too small. Don't like that one. That makes more sense. And then we're going to go to the meetup page, go to the top, but now I can't see. Whatever. Look on the left here, fam. Skyline Club, Charity Music, Yauzio, Southeast Michigan Entrepreneurs Association, Go2Pro, Pages Food and Spirits. Dennis is awesome. Entrepreneurial Network, Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan, Bach and Associates, and Fantasy on Film. Huge shout out and blessing to them. They are a blessing. If you are looking for ways to leverage your business, help out, there's some charities there. There's some business organizations. You'll be hearing more about them. And I plan on doing different things on here. And, well, let's just say you'll see. But I wanted to make this the first one where I give them a shout out. And there are organizations, there are people, there are restaurants, they are in Detroit and out of Detroit. Some of them are from across the country. In the U.S., if you'd like to be a sponsor and you're international, that's totally cool because I have clients that are international and it's not really that difficult nowadays with the internet. So if you want to promote your business, get more visibility, and support the cause and help support local charities, that's what sponsorship is. 10% of the proceeds go back to help great causes that I believe in and should get more exposure and visibility. So if you have a good business and you're a good person, it's kind of a good fit for you. If you're a scumbag, unsubscribe now and go scam someone else. So if you want a copy of the report and the checklist, expertauthorityreport.com. If you need help, go to talktomario.com and tell them what you told them. Tell them what you're going to tell them. Tell them what you told them. Are you the expert? We just covered all the different ways that will position you as the expert. If you cannot say yes to all 21 of those, pick one and just change it. Feel free to rate me. Give me a 1 to 10 in the comments below. This kind of got aggressive. Maybe. Maybe you don't think so. But the point is, I'm here to help you. I'm going to transform your business, and we're going to have a blast doing it. And if you don't believe that, then maybe I'm not over the top enough yet. Doesn't mean I'm afraid to be, but just changing the format and getting used to it myself. But Are you the expert? I believe if you go through that checklist and you can say yes to all of those, I know what it's going to do for your business because I've done it for dozens of other people and helped hundreds and talked to thousands. It's literally everything we go through in my 8-week masterclass. So if you can't say yes to it, you should be able to. If not, just keep working on it. None of this is supposed to be to put you down. I may have had fun at parts, but the point is just pick something, just run with it. Here, I'm going to Wheel of Fortune. Psh. What's this one? Do you have a system in place for client enrollment? Your system should not be after you talk and do all these things, you have to meet in person. And you know what oh yeah, we're good. Stop sharing. I thought you were looking at the behind the scenes notes, a little less boring than me making faces. But do you have a system? It shouldn't be all on you. Do you have pricing to reflect your positioning? Don't sell yourself short. You could be, there's people I run into, I'm like, wow, they're really impressive. Then they're like, do you want to buy my $97 program? Like the $97 program should be like something you make to give away for free or $7 opt-in that you mail them. Like it shouldn't be your bread and butter. You should have anyway, I'm getting into specifics. The point is any one of these will make a profound difference. Do you have at least 30 reviews, case studies on video? I don't know if you're catching on yet. I've said this for years, but video is where it's going. We're now in the future. Facebook just took over live last year. Are you utilizing it? I could show you the stats on what happens when you go live on your business page. The engagement and the insights and reach is insane. And then when you use paid advertising to get an even bigger reach, you get rewarded for doing what you're doing as long as you're playing the right game. So in summation, are you the expert? If you want the report, expertauthorityreport.com. Take the checklist. If you want to talk more specifics, talktomario.com. I've had a great time. Leave your comments below, and I'll see you in the next episode. God bless. All right, so here's a test. This might still be live because I hit end broadcast, but this says end live broadcast. So here's the test. If this is still recording, I seriously love doing this, love sharing with you, and I can't wait till the next one. Leave me your comments. I'm here to help and transform your business. And if this isn't on here, then we'll know. But that's the thing about marketing. Always, 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 always test, and don't be afraid new things. Don't be afraid to try new things. Don't read a stat and think it's empirical. Test it for your businessing. Test it for your business. Marketing is just a test. Now, I can help you start from pretty much 90, 95%, but we're still going to have to tweak some things. But don't read an online review and go, oh, I should always do that. Like, for example, email marketing. The first thing I said is send out emails at 5 a.m. And for like a year, I realized no one was opening them until 7:05. You can't average 80 industries across an entire world and say this is the best time. Maybe statistically, but know your business. It was number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10. Do you know your business and product and service inside and out? You need to. With that, this is the last end broadcast. There's only one more button to push. So if you're getting some behind the scenes right now, kind of hope they're here because this is kind of entertaining. But either way, we're going to know, and I'll be able to guide you so you have less fear doing your first live cast. God bless.